Why is it sometimes so hard to take action? And why do we often sabotage, consciously or subconsciously, our actions, our growth, our change, and therefore our success? And then we stay stuck in old patterns, in old behaviors, and we are not growing. And how can we overcome this? How can we grow? How can we embrace change? This is what I want to talk about in this video. Hi, this is Monica, and in today's video I want to talk about taking action, about embracing change, because it's no secret. In order to get something different of where we are, in order to get out of this stuckness, in order to achieve something, in order to be successful, we need to embrace change. And this can be change in our mindset, change of our habits, change of self-sabotaging beliefs, changes in our relationships, even change of a location, changing a job, changing whatever we do. In order to get different results, we need to change. We need to step out of our comfort zone. But this feels always so uncomfortable. In my life, I've encountered so many situations where I knew I need to take action, where I knew I need to do this in order to get different results. And even if I knew it, if I took any actions, then only the first little, and then I stopped. And I found myself in this pattern, in this loop of having an idea, wanting something, but then doing something else. And more often than not, I was not even conscious that I was stuck in a pattern. For example, years ago, when I was starting as a yoga teacher, I worked as a yoga teacher and I wanted to go online. I wanted to do online programs, to deliver it to a big audience. And I had the idea doing this program. I was very excited about it, did my brainstorming. I wrote even down what I need to do and how I want it. And then I didn't do anything. I mean, I did the brainstorming and I had these ideas, but when it came to take action, when it came to, okay, go there, record the videos, publish the videos, or promote this program, whatever it is, I found so many excuses why it's not a good time now. So I need to be first an expert in this. I need to get perfect in that. I need to have the perfect background. I need to improve this and that and this and that. And there were thousands of excuses why I cannot do it now. And even if I took the first steps into that direction, at a certain point, I always stopped. I didn't continue. And then I justified why I didn't finish, or why I didn't take these steps which brought me outside the normal, because I've started so many ideas, so many projects, but I never finished them. There was always like I worked towards it until a certain point, then it became uncomfortable. Bam! And then I sabotaged myself and I went back to the beginning. And then I had a new idea, did the same until a certain point, and then bam! Started over again and again. Thousands of excuses why I can't do it. Thousands of reasons why it's better not to do it now, because there are so many programs out there, and there are so many yoga teachers, and there are so many better people than me. They can do it way better, they can deliver it way better, and they are more successful. And then I started to look at these people who are already successful, who did it, who overcame their limiting beliefs, who just made this change. And then I looked at them and I said, yeah, but they can do it because they have no kids and because they come from a successful family and they, oh my God, they were wealthy even before they started and they had thousands of reasons why they can do it and I can't. Do you know that? You want to do something, you have a great idea, you know you can contribute to this world, you have so much to share, so much to give, and then you want to do something, you want to work on a project, you want to get it started, but you find yourself always stuck in this pattern, in this loop. You want to do, but then it becomes so uncomfortable, and then consciously or subconsciously you sabotage yourself. We all do this, we all self-sabotage when it comes to change. Why is that? We have to understand how our mind works, and this reptilian part of the brain, how it's often called, is the part which is also connected to our subconscious. And the only thing this part wants for us is that we stay alive. I mentioned this also in many other videos, but this is just so important to understand, because when we understand that, then we can understand that this is a programming that keeps you always away from everything that is unfamiliar and brings you always back to the familiar. That's why it's so uncomfortable to do something new, to launch a new project, to apply for a new job, to quit your old job, to move to another country, to change something in a relationship. Whatever it is that includes change, your subconscious will try anything to keep you from every change there is, and will try to bring you back to the familiar. So, what are we doing with this knowledge now? Well, the first step is already knowing that there is this program, because once you understand it, you can learn how to use your mind, how to use this program for your benefit. And before we go deeper into that, there is something really important I want to share with you, and that is expanding your comfort zone and changing will always feel uncomfortable to a certain point, no matter what, and it's for everyone. So there is one little trap I fell into many times in my life. I was waiting to do something until it feels comfortable, until it feels really good and smooth and I love it. And you know what? Change will always feel, no matter what, to a certain point, uncomfortable. But you have the choice. Do you want to do it? How much do you want to do this? How much do you want to achieve this success? Change this relationship, attract your dream partner, get this new job, live in this country, whatever it is. We have to focus on the outcome. We have to focus and link as much pleasure as we can to what we want. And there is another rule of the mind, because the mind will always avoid everything that has to do with pain. It will avoid pain and go towards pleasure. So that's a normal, natural behavior subconsciously. So if we link more pleasure to the outcome, then it's more likely that our subconscious will help us and support us on the way to it. But really important, don't forget, don't wait until something feels super comfortable and there is no fear and there is no degree of discomfort before you do it, because expanding your comfort zone means getting uncomfortable, and you have to become comfortable with the uncomfortable. How do you do this? Well, then we go back to this rule of the mind which says the mind goes always to the familiar back and avoids the unfamiliar. But we can use actually this rule of the mind. How? By using visualizations. What happens when we visualize our outcome? For example, you visualize being super successful in whatever you are, and you visualize yourself already on your goal. How does it feel? What do you see in this future visualization? What do you hear? What do you say? What do you think? And when you do this over and over again, these visualizations, then you practice actually being already there in this future, and you practice this, and your subconscious doesn't know the difference between now and then, and what you feel will be, or what you feel is now. It doesn't know the difference between the future and now. So if you visualize, if you have pictures in your mind of your future, and you really focus on it, you really do a guided visualization, then you practice being there, and you will already in this moment feel the same feelings as if the future has already happened. And by feeling the same feelings, you change your physical chemistry and your chemistry in your brain. And when you feel like this excitement, when you feel successful, when you feel this feeling of achievement or whatever it is, or you visualize you with your dream partner, and you feel this love and you feel this touch already only by visualizing, then your body and your brain will release a lot of beautiful hormones like endorphins and all this good stuff that makes you feel good right now in this moment, even if you're sitting here and when you open your eyes you're in the same reality. But because you practice it and because you feel this feeling, you get comfortable with this. You get comfortable with this future. And the more often you do this, the more familiar it becomes for your subconscious also. So meaning every time when you visualize your goal has already been accomplished, you're practicing for your subconscious and for yourself how it feels, how it is when you have accomplished this goal, meaning you make it familiar to yourself. And now, the other thing, what we talked about before, is what can we do in order to link more pleasure to this goal than pain? Because remember that your subconscious will link to any change naturally pain. That's something to avoid. So what we have to do now, we have to take as many reasons why this outcome is not painful, but it's something we really want, and there is so much pleasure linked to it. How can we do this? Well, by asking great questions. And the most important question when it comes to take action, to go after your goals, even before you start, it's the best thing to ask yourself, why? Why do you want to have this new job? Why do you want to launch this program? Why do you want to be in a beautiful relationship? Why do you want to move to that country? Whatever it is, ask yourself. And then you ask the why behind the why. So for example, I want to launch this online program because I want to help women to manage their stress. Why do you want this? Well, because me as a mom, I know how it is to be an entrepreneur and a mom, and then you need to balance both, and you have to, deal with all this different stuff, and this causes a lot of stress. So I want to give something where I can help women to reduce their stress. Why do I want to do this? Because I know that stress causes every discomfort we can imagine and can even cause illness, like it was in my case. So why do I want to deliver this to people? Because I have experienced it with my own body, with my own experience, what difference it makes when we take out stress from our body, from our system, and when we practice mindfulness, and when we practice being still with our body and our mind, with visualizations, with meditations, and with yoga. So why is it important for me to do this? Because I believe that I can contribute this to the world in order to help other women so that they can then really do what they want and they don't get held back by their stress, by their physical illnesses, which is caused by their stress, or by their limiting beliefs, and so on and so on and so on. And you get it. I mean, you can go deeper and deeper and deeper, and the more often you ask why, the more you go behind, the deeper you go. And there you will come to your core reason. What's behind this? What's behind this all? Why are you doing this? And this is something so important. When you have your why behind the why, this will help you to overcome any feeling of discomfort, any blockage, anything when it's stronger than the pain. Because you know why. You know why. Because you want to feel that way. Because you think it's better for your kids to move to this country. Because you want to have the best future for them possible. Or because you want to help these people. Or whatever it is. Have this, find this reason, this why behind the why. And then, very important, what I do, I write it out. And I have it everywhere. So whenever there is a moment where I know I have to do something, but it feels uncomfortable. And I did my visualizations, but still there is this moment where I have to take this action step. I have to write this email. I have to call this person. I have to go on this podcast. I have to speak there. I have to do this and that. Whenever it is this feeling of discomfort, then I take my why and ask myself, why are you doing this? And we all will encounter a time when we are going towards our goals, when it just feels uncomfortable. But when we have our why there and says, yes, that's why. And this why is stronger than any discomfort and any pain, then you can only win. And this will build the bridge over any gap which will be there between you and your goal. Any discomfort, any feeling of insecurity, if you look at the why, then you can just do it. It will be so much easier. So, let's bring this all together. In order to take action, which we need to do to change, to grow, and to achieve our success, we need to understand that our mind will avoid everything which is unfamiliar and go back to the familiar. Meaning, first of all, when we want to take action, we never ever wait until it feels super comfortable and there is no fear and no feeling of insecurity. You do it in spite of this, discomfort, because this is what it's required to expand your comfort zone. Secondly, make the unfamiliar familiar by visualizations. So visualize every day, as often as you can, that you have already achieved your goal. And by doing that, you will make it familiar to your subconscious and it won't sabotage it. And then, third thing is find out the why behind the why. And this one, once you have it, this will bring so much more pleasure to the goal than pain, that your subconscious again will help you going there because it sees more pleasure linked to the outcome than pain. And also, whenever On your way, you will encounter any obstacle or any gap or any insecurity, or you're just so nervous about writing this email and it just feels so uncomfortable speaking in front of these people. Look at your why, and then you know why you do it. And this will give you so much power and so much motivation and will inspire you to take action no matter what. I hope this video helped you, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. So don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Bye.